Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Songbirds Creations, Crochet, and More. Of course, as usual, YouTube wanted to act kind of stupid about letting me go live. Good morning, Beth. Good morning, Marianne. Good morning, Julianne. How is everybody this morning? I hope you are all well. We have a bright, sunny Sunday. And it is supposed to get warm today. So we are slowly but surely getting rid of snow. And I think by the end of this next week, we probably will have it all gone. Good morning, Lana. Good to see you in. I'm sorry you didn't get some rest last night. I hope maybe when we're done, you can go get some rest. Good morning, Melissa. How are you today? That's a nice habit, Marianne. Giving a beanie away to your Walmart delivery people. That's as good as any tip, I'm sure. Oh, excuse me. I slept really well. I don't know why I'm yawning. That's okay, Melissa. Things happen. Everybody has a life. I just appreciate it that y'all take an hour out of your day to spend with me. So I had a pretty good day yesterday. I am feeling better bit by bit. My leg is not really giving me too much pain, and I can get up and down off the toilet now, which is a good thing. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good, and yeah, my leg isn't really bothering me unless I stand on it for too long. Then it's not appreciating me much, but other than that, I feel pretty good. Last night I was having, it's kind of weird because I did make my knee a little sore yesterday. So I took some pain meds and laid down and watched some videos, and I started getting these weird cramps in my feet and wasn't appreciating those much. Yeah, Mila slabbers aren't that scary. I get icy slabbers, so stayed up watching true crime stuff. Well, I found an 8-hour long video that was a black screen and the sounds of a summer meadow. So basically, it was just pretty much birds chirping for 8 hours. And it was actually really nice to sleep to. My hubby asked me this morning what I had been watching, and I said, well, I was listening or felt sleeping to the summer meadow or spring meadow. I don't remember exactly, but it was nice. It really helped me sleep. Yeah, on their own, they don't make much noise, but I suppose if you laid back under a tree near a meadow and just listened, you'd probably hear bees droning as they buzz around flowers, and you'd hear the birds chirping as they flew around and hunted for bugs and taking them to their babies in the nest. And yeah, it was a nice Nice backdrop to sleep to. I don't know if y'all know, but I have tinnitus. So I pretty constantly have a noise in my head. And some days it's quieter, some days it's really loud. Sometimes at night it's really loud and it makes it hard for me to sleep without some kind of background noise to try to drown it out a little bit. So I put on different videos that I find to test them out and see how they help me sleep. And that one actually did a good job. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to make a playlist, I think, that I can keep videos in to use on nights when I need some help. Yeah, yarn being thrown really would not work. I agree, Marianne. We'd just catch it and use it. So don't throw yarn. Good morning, baby. How you doing today? Good to see you here. It might be, Beth. It might be. It kind of sounds like it's in your ears, but actually it's in your head. It's all in your head. Which is why a lot of times for tinnitus, they will give people, and now I'm in a blank, antidepressants. Well, I'm not depressed. I don't feel like I need antidepressants. So I'd rather just try and find some kind of noise that I can use to more or less block it out naturally. And so yeah, when I find a decent thing to listen to, it's kind of nice. And yes, Lana, I agree. Listening to the ones with rain, yeah, they will make me, the sound of dripping water will make me have to go to the bathroom. Marianne, giving away bucket hats, I'm sure would be well appreciated. Yeah, I bet they would think they were really cool, especially if you made some really nice, colorful ones. I bet they'd like them. They would be the coolest Walmart drivers on the block. Oh, yeah. We bought this espresso pot. It's a 12 cup of espresso. Now, that isn't really that much. It's only 16 ounces of coffee, but it's, 16 ounces of really strong coffee. So what we've been doing is making a full pot of that and then making it into Americano by adding the hot water to it. So it makes really good coffee. I've been really enjoying my coffee the last few days. And one thing for sure, it is hot when it comes out of there because, you're in an espresso maker, it's boiling. So, yeah, it's some hot coffee, but it's so good. Good morning, Grammy Rita. How are you today? I basically just more or less came up with my own. Now, my thing is, I am kind of averse to hats that droop down into my face. So let me grab my hat. I had some small metal rings that ended up being just the right size for the brim of my bucket hat. Yeah, so that's my bucket hat. Yep, I love it. I wear it all the time in the summer. Thank you, baby. Yeah, it really goes good with my hair, doesn't it? I think I'll just leave it on for the rest of the day. And yeah, what's cool is you can do different stuff with your brim and wear it how you want to. Yeah, this was done with some Hobie 8-4 cotton that I have laying around the house. I have a bunch of it, so yeah. Thank you, Lana. Yeah, I never really have been much of a hat wearer, but this one actually does. I kind of feel like it looks pretty good on me. Um, Basically, yes, that's what it is. I used to have some whirligig, like wind spinner things that were on a long string. There were like 8 of them that you could hang out across your garden. And after a few seasons of use, the fabric kind of started getting funky and tearing and stuff. So, feather. There was a feather just flying around me. Um, yeah, so the fabric started getting rotten and funky. And so I basically pulled off the fabric off these metal rings and just kept the rings. I figured I'd find something I could use them for. And sure enough, that's what I found. I think I have 2 of them left. So maybe sometime this spring I'll make some more of these hats. Good morning, Kim. How are you today? Good to see you. Excuse me, froggy throat. Need coffee. Thank you, Kim. We were just discussing, Marianne has been making hats and giving them to her Walmart delivery drivers. So she was discussing the possibility of doing bucket hats for them for the summer. And I just happened to have mine sitting around that I had made last year. So I decided to put it on and show it off. Because I do mine a little different. I put a metal ring in the brim because I'm not real fond of floppy brims hanging in my face. So I found a metal brim to crochet over, and that holds it out away from my face like I like it. And this is actually a really nice hat for working out in the garden because with it being cotton, it absorbs sweat really well, and it has enough of a brim out there that it keeps the sun out of my face and out of my eyes. So I like it for working in the garden. Speaking of the garden, I got to go out and check my mailbox when if I can hobble down the stairs. I need to go out and check my mailbox. I think my seeds are here for the next year's garden. Dozed a bit and woke yourself up with a little snore, Lana? That's hilarious. I have done that more than once. But you know what's worse is to fall asleep on your back reading your Kindle and drop it on your face. That hurts. Those things are heavy and they hurt. Kim, I don't know if you heard, but earlier last week I went to went out to the park with the hubby and proceeded to fall and really messed up my knee pretty good. It is getting much better now, but I was in, luckily I had saved my mom's old walker and her old wheelchair, so for the first couple of days after I did it, I was in the wheelchair, and then I managed to graduate myself up to the walker. Now I'm kind of hobbling around the house without really any help, but I haven't gotten brave enough to go outside the house yet. So I have managed to hobble down the mudroom stairs to let the dog out, but I don't enjoy that. It hurts. But yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, it's getting better day by day. So, I'll be fine. Another week, I won't even remember it happened. Well, yeah, I will, but. So how is the new shop going, Kim? Oh, well, thank you. You're sweet. Slow days and busy days. Well, at least you have some busy days. It's better than all slow days, so. Now, are you still working at the school too? Making a corner to corner for your desk at school. Fun. Had to turn on my coffee warmer. Good morning, Cammie. How are you feeling today, sweetie? Cammie, I'm doing pretty good. I cannot complain. Well, I can, but not much point in it. You went to the beach? Well, good. Glad you got out. Hope you got some sunshine. Hope you didn't get a sunburn. But I hope you can work on your tan before you go home. Good. A little sunshine is a good thing. I usually start, as soon as it gets warm enough, I usually start hitting the tank tops. And when I work out in my garden, I kind of work out there in short stints. Early in the spring, I, work until I get tired, and then I'll take a break for 15 minutes, and then I'll work a little more. And by the by the time the sun starts getting really hot, I've already got enough of a base tan that I don't really burn too badly. And then when hubby and I go up to the lake during the summer, we always go first thing in the morning. And we usually end up getting there sometimes even before they actually open. But yeah, we get up there and hit the dog beach and stake out a spot. And then about 11 o'clock noon, when it's getting to be too hot and too many people, we start heading back home. So yeah, so I managed to get out and get my beach time and get some sunshine without overdoing it. Got in the sea. That's fun. That's one thing about saltwater and freshwater. Saltwater, you know, you're really buoyant, so you can float around real easy. Freshwater, you don't float quite as easily, but it's really nice to swim in. And I mean, you don't have the salt to wash off when you're done. And you don't have sharks or jellyfish, but yeah, you just don't float quite as easily unless you take some kind of flotation thing in with you, which I don't usually. Got too hot? Are you more afraid of fresh water? Well, here where I live, you don't really have to be too afraid of the fresh water because we don't have any, you know, it's really too cold for much of anything to grow in the water, although um, they do sometimes they check the bacteria count in the water, and if it's too high, they will shut down the beach. But they don't really have to do that very often. Well, I'll tell you what, don't get icy near a beach or a river, a creek. That dog loves going swimming. Okay, Marianne. Good morning, Sassy Mary. How are you doing today? Good to see you. You don't fear bacteria? Well, I really would rather not have anything to do with E. coli. A great granddaughter was your Valentine present. Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations. If I can find my ring, since I've got more of this yarn, maybe I'll make myself a bucket hat with some of this. Do a V-stitch bucket hat to match my little wrap. That would be really cute. Yeah, Cami, up in our Great Lakes, about, well, I mean, obviously the deer and the moose and the bears will swim from, you know, one area of the lake to another, although they don't swim all the way across the entire lake. They might swim, you know, across a small inlet or something, or over to an island that's not too far out from shore. But that's really about the extent of the animals other than fish that we have in the water. Now, we do have some big fish, some really big fish, but you don't usually see those up too close to the shoreline. So usually not a thing to worry about when you're swimming. Well, in the Hudson River, yeah. Well, some of our big fish that are out more in the deeper middle parts of the lake have big fish, or big teeth. Um, because we have like muskellunge and big salmon and what's the other one I'm trying to think of? That's so, well, sturgeon. Yeah, we have sturgeon, we have pike. Yep, all the northern fishes. My grandparents were 38 going on 39 when I had my son. That's interesting, Cammie. It was kind of funny because it was my first Mother's Day of actually being a mother, and somebody had called the house, and I answered the phone, and they said, "Happy Mother's Day." And I said, "Thank you." And she said, "Can I speak to your husband?" I said, "I think you mean my dad, but just a minute." So when he got on the phone, I could hear the lady on the other end saying, "You're a grandfather? Aren't you too young for that?" And he said, "Well, yeah, I am, but." I mean, I was 18, so, girls much younger than I was then were getting pregnant and having babies. So I don't know why it was such a shock for that lady to think that my dad might be a grandfather. Good morning, Sam. Oh, thank you. How are you doing today? Yes, we were discussing, Marianne has been making beanies and giving them to her Walmart drivers. And she was discussing the possibility of doing bucket hats and giving them to the drivers this summer. And so I decided to get my bucket hat and show it off. Um, I don't like floppy brims in my face, so I put a metal ring. I crocheted over a metal ring for the final row of my bucket hat so that the brim stands out, and I like it that way. Sassy Mary, the teeth of a sheep's head fish are very scary because they look just like a mouthful of human teeth. Fish are not supposed to have human teeth. I'm sorry. It just does not look right. Looks like they could give you a big mouthy, toothy grin with all those teeth. It's just too weird. So what are you working on today, Sam? Hey, Lexi, welcome in. How are you today, sweetie? Good to see you. My bird is actually very quiet this morning. I half expected, with all the bird sounds that I was playing during the night, I half expected that she was going to wake up and start chirping her fool head off, but she didn't. Amazingly enough, when she really starts chirping is when I turn the TV on, and I kind of have to wonder if it isn't something to do with the streaming on the TV. Maybe bothers her ears or something, because she really gets to chirping like crazy. And it's, I mean, playing the Olympic is, it's not like there's any birds in the background chirping, so. Oh yeah? Oh, that's so cute, Marianne. You have the gotta finishes. I know that feeling, Kim. I have been trying really hard to get whips finished that I've had sitting around. That was my kind of my winter goal, to get some of my whips done. And I did finish my spider dream tunic. I still have not done a video of that. I wanted to do a video, but I didn't figure limping around while I was modeling it was a good look. So once my knee heals up better, I will go ahead and do a video of me wearing the spider dream tunic. And then this was a whip that I've had sitting around for maybe 2 years. So I decided it would be my my live stream project. So I pretty much just leave it right here at my desk. And when I come over here to do my live stream, or when I occasionally watch videos from the computer, which I don't do that often. Normally I'm watching videos from my tablet or my phone, but if I do happen to sit over here to watch a video, I will grab it and work on it a little bit. But I'm almost through this skein of yarn. I don't know if I'm going to attach another one or not. I think once this skein of yarn is done, I will try it on and see where it's at. And if I need to add more, I will tie on another skein. We shall see. Kim, yes, you can add sleeves to a poncho, especially if you do just a 2-point poncho, so that it's kind of more rounded coming over across your shoulders. Yeah, and they are really cool sweaters. Um, Let me see if I can get to mine. I have mine sitting over here. It might be buried under yarn, but I'll try to get it. So this is one that I made from Bod's Empty Spaces pattern. And I just love it. I throw it on over a tank top in the summertime or springtime when it's a, semi-warm day. And it's very comfortable. So yeah, if you want an inspiration, go to Bod's channel and look up the Empty Spaces poncho. Sleeved poncho, I think she calls it. Marianne, I'm kind of that way too. I have had it. People ask me if I sell stuff, and for some of the stuff they ask about, there's no way that they would want to pay what I would have to charge. So that's one thing that keeps me from selling stuff. And then another thing is for smaller items, yeah, I just enjoy giving them away rather than, selling them. Right, exactly. Um, anything that's very large, like a sweater or a skirt or a dress, anything like that, people just don't get it, because you can go to Walmart and buy a cheap sweater, and people think that we're supposed to sell our handmade items. Well, the price that they charge for a sweater at Walmart would not even cover the yarn that we use in our project. So, it's no, I'm not giving away a sweater for free. Yeah, I would rather give a sweater away for free to a friend or a loved one, but I'm not giving one away to a total stranger for free. So, yeah, if you can't come up with the money that I ask for a poncho or a sweater or something like that, I'm not selling it. So, just like the outfit that I sent to Marty to take on her trip to Ireland. I was more than happy to give that to her, but yeah, it had been hanging in my closet for quite a while. I hadn't really had anywhere to wear it to, and it kind of made me excited that it might get worn over in Ireland. So to me, that was, yeah, that's the way to do it, Kim. And actually, it's even a better policy to ask for half down. That way, you've probably at least covered your yarn and maybe made a smidge for your time if they don't come back and pay for the rest. But yeah, just do a non-refundable down payment 50% of the cost of the item. If they don't want to do that, I back away. I used to do a lot of sewing for a community up in Michigan, and I got burnt a couple of times. And so after that, it was like 50% down, and the rest when it's done. Oh, neat. That'll be fun. Hey, that's a good idea, Marianne. Water bottle carriers are a great idea to give to delivery drivers. Yeah, I've had people message me from Facebook because they see my stuff on my Songbirds Creations page. I've had people message me and want to buy stuff off my Facebook page, and I basically just tell them it's not for sale. That's, I just have that page to more or less record my works and, show the things that I've made, but I don't put them there for sale. So you guys, I'm thinking about starting to do some live streams, maybe a time or two during the week, that basically will be more like the viewpoint that I did from in my tutorial, because I've got this cool thingy that I can put around my neck, and I can put my I can unscrew this part and put my webcam on it so that I can wear my webcam around my neck. And that's how I did my last tutorial I did. So I'm thinking about doing a couple of live streams maybe during the week for an hour here or there. Just, you'd be watching me crochet, but, we could sit here and chat while I crochet. So if any of you would be interested, I'm thinking possibly to start that maybe this next week. I'm going to have to make my hubby a grocery list. I'm going to have to let him do the grocery shopping this time. I dread that. I don't like having him grocery shop. He's not as good of a shopper as I am. Although, with the way prices are, he is getting better. He's sticking closer to what I put on the list because I've got it, pretty much down pat to know how much stuff costs and how much I can spend. So But yeah, if I can come up with things that I can put on to put in the crock pot or the instant pot or in the oven to cook, I could come in here and sit down and do a live stream while supper is cooking. That might be a nice way to spend an hour before dinner. I try to be really careful and not step on toes. Oh, that's not good. We definitely do leftovers. In fact, I purposely cook stuff in large quantities so that we have leftovers. That way I don't have to cook for another day or two, you know? Yeah, not eating leftovers is a crime, especially with today's food prices. Oh my God. Good morning, Zach. Yes, I did make the hat that I'm wearing. How are you feeling these days, Zach? Drinking some coffee? Me too. And I will probably be drinking another cup when this one is done. I joined a coffee subscription service, kind of a little treat to myself. Well, I mean, it kind of is a treat for the hubby too, because I don't make special coffee just for me, aside from my fancy creamer. Um, but it's called Atlas Coffee Club. So what they do is they source their coffee from all around the world. So like the first month, the coffee was from Tanzania. Last month, it was from Mexico. And this month, it's from Colombia. And they have all been really, really good coffees. The coffee from Mexico was so good that I was able to sip on some black, no sugar, no nothing in it, just black coffee, and it tasted good. I mean, if push came to shove, I could probably have drank that with no creamer. Now, needless to say, that's not my choice. That's not my first choice of how I want to drink coffee. But if I had to, I could. Going back to work the 20th. Yay! That's awesome. Yeah, when you have to spend time away from a job, it does kind of make you nervous to go back. I know the time that I got sick and had to spend some time in the hospital, and then I was still off work for another week and a half after I came out of the hospital. Um, I was a little nervous going back, but it was kind of funny because everybody was so glad to see me back, and other than having 1,000 gazillion emails to wade through, um, going back wasn't that big a deal. I mean, they were ready for me to just sit down and go back to work as soon as I got there. And yeah. So I can understand you being nervous, Zach, but I am sure they are going to be really glad to have you back. So this ball of yarn is getting smaller and smaller. You're alive. We hadn't seen you in a while. God. Well, my policy is I always assume people are alive until I hear otherwise. All right, Kim. I will be looking forward to seeing you in a few. Lana, if you'd like to drop Kim's link, that would be wonderful. That way, when we are done here, everybody can click right over into Kim's. That would be great. Hey, Zach, Christmas is what you carry in your heart. So as far as I'm concerned, Christmas can be 24/7, 365. I mean, if that's, if that's the way you feel, that's a good thing. I know, Beth, it is very weird. Um, there are a few people that have had YouTube channels that have just kind of gone poof, and you kind of have to wonder what happened, unless unless you're lucky enough to have formed a friendship with them and are able to get in touch with them outside of YouTube and find out if they're okay. um, but yeah. You know what, Lana, I can too. Well, because my favorite Christmas movies, I think, are some that you can pretty much enjoy any time of the year, which is A Christmas Carol. Um, and I like um, It's a Wonderful Life. Those are two of my favorite movies that I think are just fantastic to watch anytime you feel like watching them. Oh, goodness, Beth. That's horrible. That is that's really terrible. Yeah, you had mentioned that yesterday, Marianne. That's pretty cool. I will have to go look it up and give it a watch. I like a good tearjerker now and then. Although I'm not really that much of a teary person, but of all the crazy things, the American Icons, the Budweiser commercial during the Super Bowl, I actually teared up over that commercial. I mean, granted, it was a beer commercial, but I really wasn't watching it as a beer commercial. I was watching it more for the feeling of the commercial. Lana, I will send you the link for that commercial. It was beautiful. And I'm not going to tell you about it because I don't want to ruin it for you. It's a beautiful commercial. Whoever does their ads with the Budweiser Clydesdales is an absolute marketing, advertising genius. So, yeah, they know what they are doing, and that lived up to their usual high caliber of the Clydesdale commercials because they did a great job. No, it's just a beautiful commercial, Lana, and I mean I didn't cry, but it definitely made me teary-eyed. So I'll send you the link so you can watch it. It's a cool commercial. Well, you guys, I am going to start. I'll send you the link too. Have you seen that commercial, Marianne? I will send you the link as well then, so you can get a look at it because it's a really cool mango ice cream. Yum! I wish I could eat mango ice cream. I love anything mango and I can't have it. Okay, well, I am going to let you guys all go. If you want to zoom over to Kim's live, that would be great. I'm sure she would appreciate seeing all of us. Let's go over and give Kim some support. She's kind of coming back after some time away, so I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of the day. I hope you get to do what you love, spend it with people you love, and until the next time, which will be next Saturday at 9:30 a.m., and I will hope to see you all then. Everybody have a fantastic Sunday. Bye now.